Hello everyone, this is Sumant from Decode Now. Welcome to the lecture series on Python for beginners. Today we'll be discussing about dictionaries in Python. So let's jump into the video. Dictionaries in Python are unordered mappings for storing objects. So previously in the list video, we saw that objects within the list were stored in an ordered sequence. Whereas here in dictionaries, they are stored in an unorderly manner. Dictionaries use a key value pairing instead of ordered sequence. So here in dictionaries, we store the values in a format of key value pairs instead of storing it in an ordered sequence. The advantage of storing the values in key value pair is it allows us to quickly grab the objects without needing to know an exact index location. Suppose I want to get a particular element, then there is no need for me to know that particular index location or no need for me to iterate through that particular list or something. Rather, I will just pass the key of that particular value and grab this particular value of the key value pair. Coming to the syntax of dictionaries, we use curly braces and colons to signify the keys and their associated values. So, all the key value pairs is enclosed within the flower brackets or the curly braces, and key will always be of type string enclosed within single quotes, and the key value would be separated by using colon. And an individual key value pair is separated between another individual key value pair by using comma. Value can be of any type. It can be string, it can be a number, or it can be a dictionary itself. We'll look at all those things in the example section of the video. So the question arises when to choose a list and when to choose a dictionary. So the answer for that question is whenever we have data which is in an unorderly manner and it cannot be sorted, and we want to retrieve that particular data by key name, then we go with dictionaries. For example, let's say you are owning a supermarket and you have thousands of items in your market and you want to get the price of each individual item. So in that case, you will use dictionaries where you will store this particular item and price data in a key value manner where the item name would be the key and the price would be the value. And easily, instead of knowing the index location of each individual item in your market, or iterate through the list that is containing thousands of items, it's better to retrieve it by key name. You just say I want the price of so and so item, and you will immediately get the price by using dictionaries. You should go with list when you want to retrieve the item based on the index location. That is like when the data you have is in ordered sequence. So the advantage of going with lists is it can be indexed or sliced. We have seen this particular two properties, that is indexing and slicing. So this can be performed on lists, whereas it cannot be performed on dictionaries because the objects or the values are not stored in a sequence. So that's the disadvantage here in dictionaries. So if you want to grab objects quickly, then we have to select dictionaries. But if we want to perform indexing and slicing, then we have to go with lists. So let's jump into the example section. In order to define a dictionary, we can say something like the name of the dictionary, open curly braces, and within single quotes, you can pass in the key, and by using the colon, you can pass in the value. I would just say value 1. And an individual key value pair can be separated from another pair by using comma. I would pass in the second key, say it key 2, and then value I would separate it with colon again and pass in something like value 2. So this is how we define dictionary. If I just get the value of my dictionary, I would get this 2 key value pairs. So if I wanted to get the value of this particular first key, I would say something like my dictionary of. So it's similar to list. We use the square brackets, but instead of passing the index value, I would pass in the key value, and that would retrieve me the value 1. Here E is missing, so the same value is what I am getting here when I try to get the value of this particular key 1. Let me create another dictionary called price lookup, where I will be storing prices of few items. Let me just say apple, and the price would be, let's say, 150. And next I can say oranges, and the price per kg would be 100, and I'll just say shift enter. And if we look at the price lookup dictionary, we have these two values, but in a real life scenario there would be thousands of items here. And if we want to get the price of any individual item, I will just have to say price lookup of apple, and that would retrieve the value 150, that is the price of that particular apple, the particular key value. And as you can observe here, the value here in the first dictionary that we defined was of type string, but here it was of type integer. We can also define a list as the value. We can also define a dictionary as the value. So let's look at how that works. I would say K1, which is like key 1, and the value, I would say it's a list of 3 integers 0, 1, 2, and then I would say key 2, and that would come have value of an integer, let's say, and another key 3, and that is containing another dictionary. I would just name it as inside key, and the value of this inside key would be just say inside value. So this is possible in dictionaries. So we can save an integer as a value. We can have a string as a value. We can even have a list as a value, and also a dictionary within a dictionary. So if I wanted to get the value of this particular list, I would just say d of K1 within single quotes, and I would get the entire list. And if I wanted to get, let's say, the last element, I would just say 2, and I would get the last element of that particular list. And if I wanted to get the value of this inside dictionary, I would say something like d of within single quotes K3, where I am getting this entire dictionary. And if I pass in the value, the key, which is inside key, then I would get the value of that particular dictionary. So this is how we can, query or get the values of a nested dictionary. We will not be using this in general, but this is possible in Python. Let me define another dictionary which contains a list, let's say key 1 within single quotes, and here I would pass in a list containing 3 letters A, B, C. So my problem statement would be to convert this particular C into uppercase. So okay, name A is not defined. Okay, I have to add single quotes for this. So because it's a string or a character, we have to pass in within single quotes. And if I now run, I have the D value. I have one key value pair, key 1, containing a list of 3 characters A, B, C. And the problem statement is to convert this particular C character into an uppercase. So for that, my first step would be, I will say my list is equals to D of within single quotes, I would say key 1. And if I execute this and type in my list, I would get the list. And now I would say character is equals to my list of 2, and my character, now I have C as my character. Now I will convert this character into uppercase by using the default method upper. So I would say something like char dot upper, and now I have this particular C value in the uppercase. So instead of, first what we did, we converted this into a list, then from the list we got the character, and then we applied this upper method. So instead of doing it like in a step-by-step manner, Python allows us to do all these things in just a single line. Let me zoom in. Python allows us to do all this in a single line. So let me just show you how it can be done. So I would say I would first retrieve this particular list by passing the key value. Now I have the list, and to this list I would say retrieve the last element, which is of index 2, and now it retrieves me C. Since now this is a character, I can apply this upper method directly to this, and now it converts C to uppercase. So instead of doing it in 3 steps, we can Python allows us to do it in a single line of code. So now let's see how to add an element to a dictionary or add a key value pair to a dictionary. For that, let me define a new dictionary which says key1, and the value would be, let's say, 100, and then another key and the value would be 200. And this particular dictionary D has two key value pairs. One is containing 100 as the value, and the other is 200. So if I wanted to add another value, I would just simply say D of key 3 and the value to be equal to 300. And when I return D now, that is my dictionary, I can see that the new key value pair K3 and 300 was added successfully. If I wanted to modify something, that is update something in my dictionary, that can also be done by just simply passing this particular the key of the existing dictionary. So I would say something like D of K1 to be equal to, let's say, new value, and if I print in D in small letter, it would say you can see here that the initial value of 100 was overridden by this new value. And there are 3 default methods provided by Python. So let me show you those 3 methods also. The first method is called keys. So you just have to say the dictionary name dot keys, and you'll get all the keys of that particular dictionary. Here in our case it was K1, K2 and K3. Similarly, we can get the values by passing in dictionary name dot values. So I would say D dot values, and that should return us the values, which is the new value 200 and 300. And we can also get the entire dictionary by using the method items. So it's dictionary name dot items. So for our case it would be D dot items, close parenthesis, and we get 3 individual pairs. And here you can see this is not this is enclosed within small brackets. This is like a tuple. We'll learn all about tuple in the next video. These were the 3 methods, 3 default methods provided by the Python to perform on dictionaries, that is the items, the values and the keys. So let's just have a look at what we did. We just defined a dictionary. We learned the syntax, like how to define 2 key value pairs, how to separate them, how to separate the key and the value. And then we learned how to retrieve a value by passing in the key within the square brackets. And then we performed, we got to how to store a value of type integer, how to store a value of type string, how to store a list within the dictionary value, and also a dictionary within a dictionary. Then we also saw how in a single statement we can perform multiple operations on a dictionary. And later we got to know how to add a value to a dictionary or how to modify an existing value in a dictionary. And then we learnt about 3 default methods, the keys, the values and the items. So this was all about dictionaries. If you have learned something new, please do subscribe to our channel and support us. If you have any questions, suggestions or requests, please let us know in the comment section below, and don't forget to like the video. See you in the next video.